on YouTube? It's Sensei, the place to be. Children, Mr. Andy, back to give you guys another WWE 2K23 video here. And today, they had the 2K Showdown, where we were supposed to be getting the DLC, or at least a hint of it, because last week they had the little thing going on. Well, this time on the 2K Showdown, Cornell and Lexi were on there, and they gave a hint of what was going on, along with some other interesting screenshots, stuff like that. And they end up showing, as the thing was loading up, they showed a QR code. Now, of course, we had to go to this QR code, and the QR code led us to a mysterious like collage of stuff. Now, the first thing I thought of when I seen this collage, I was just like, oh my god, we gotta find these names. This is giving me WWE 2K17 Suplex City. And here's the thing, I actually like Suplex City. When we had to reveal the roster, they had this whole amusement park thing. Each week there was different parts of the amusement park, okay? It was 5 weeks of this, okay? And that was their roster reveal. And you had to go through, and the thing was, it was interactive. So every time you go on the site, you click on it, and if you clicked on the right thing, you will reveal who the superstar is. We didn't have that today. This one was, there was no clicking or anything like that to reveal who the superstar is. You gotta find out, and they'll probably reveal it later on down the line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to break this thing down. We're gonna try to see who's in this game. I know there's no way I got all the names. I'm gonna get to the obvious ones, and then we can go and try a theory. So let's get on to this. Alright, so this is the bad news paper that 2K23 revealed. And now there's so many different things that's on here. There's so many standouts on here also. Some confusing ones. And once again, it's hard to say because we don't have a necessary count of how many DLCs are going to be. There were 28 DLCs last year for 2K22. There may be more this year. It may be less. I don't know. But we don't have a count, so we don't know where to stop at or not. But we got to point out the obvious ones here. So what I've gathered, this is just what I've gathered here. Okay, so the first thing I see here is this big record right here. I'm going with if there's a record, the first thing I'm thinking of is Hit Row. So I'm thinking that it could be Ashanti the Adonis, Top Dollar, and Baby B-Fab. Over here to the right side, I see the White Rabbit. Okay, and the White Rabbit is obviously going to be Bray Wyatt. So we're getting the obvious out the way. Right there next to the White Rabbit, it's holding a diamond. I don't necessarily know. I think that diamond could be DDP. I'm not necessarily sure. It's a possibility, once again. But then right next to the diamond, there's Chase U. So Chase University. I'm not thinking it's the whole Chase University. I'm just thinking it's Andre Chase.
Did somebody say Andre Chase? No.
Next up, we have up here the words that say Blair, so which is like Blair Davenport from NXT UK. Okay, so I see that. Now we're going down on the right side, and we're looking at, there's this shirt over here. At first I was like, is this Schism or Joe Gacy? But I found out their thing on the other side of the page. So I heard some people say Mankind. I think the difference, what will make me think this is Mankind, first of all, because I thought Mankind, Mick Foley's contract has been weird, because it's like Mankind was DLC in 2K20, and then 2K21 didn't happen. 2K22 Cactus Jack was DLC, so now Cactus Jack is in the game, but now we don't have no other Three Faces of Foley at all. And the last time the Three Faces of Foley appeared was 2K18. Okay, and 2K19 they weren't a part of that. So the Mick Foley thing is kind of weird. So if it had a tie, I will automatically think it's Mick Foley. Then you see this obvious wolf here. I've seen people online talk about the lone wolf, Baron Corbin. I'm like, I can see that being a My Rise thing, like it was for King Corbin. They put him in the game. I don't see them doing another version of Corbin as a DLC. And I'm not the biggest Baron Corbin fan. I really don't care. But the wolf thing, I'm not getting. Wolf Gang, I'm not necessarily sure. And this axe thing here, I've heard about that being Gallus. I'm like, maybe. I'm not necessarily sure, because I don't know all the necessary logos here. The bad newspaper, I'm guessing, Bad News Bear, right? Now we go over to the left side, and up here in the top left-hand corner, we see the Diamond Mine logo. Okay, so I'm not thinking, we already got the Creed Brothers in there. I don't think it's Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong's in the game. I mean, why make him DLC? That's pointless. Ivy Nile is what I'm getting at, and they have Diamond Mine be like a faction of 3. I haven't seen Roderick Strong in a long time, so I don't know what's going on with Roderick Strong. Then there's this head over here. I don't know what if this is, let's say, a Greek god. I don't know if it's a dinosaur or anything like that. The first thing I thought of was Chris Masters. Like, if we're going to bring some Ruthless Aggression people back, Chris Masters, like the masterpiece, I was thinking that, but I'm not 100% sold on that. Under the word bad, we have the varsity jacket. The first thing I thought of, I was like, okay, the Steiner brothers. I figured it would be the Steiner brothers when it comes to the varsity jacket and how that could necessarily be, because you know they had that varsity look of the 90s. Like, this ain't Big Papa Pump and the Dogface Gremlin. This is, the old school Steiners from the early 90s, with that. But because then I was like, over here we see some amateur wrestling, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, could that be the Steiners also? But I'm sitting there thinking, I'm going out on the limb and saying this here. I'm thinking that's Gable Steveson. Okay, like or Damon Kemp, like his brother, or maybe both of them. I don't necessarily know, but the amateur wrestling, it's a far reach. They're gonna put Charlie Haas in the game. Kurt Angle's already in here, so that's what I'm thinking necessarily. Also, in here, right below the varsity jacket, you can vaguely see it, but there is the name Nathan Frazier. So Nathan Frazier, for DLC. Then under that is an owl. I don't know. I've heard some people say Mia Yim. Mia Yim did have a theme called the Night Owl when she first came in WWE during the Mania Classic. I don't know if they reaching back that far, because I'm gonna get to it. She's with the OC right now, right? And then I'm thinking, so if they put OC in here, which I see their name down there, I'll get to that in a minute. That's what Mia Yim would be at. So I don't know necessarily where this owl's at, but right next to the owl, we see it says Yes Boy, which that's pretty deadly. So we can see the pretty deadly in here. There is a name that's upside down. I necessarily cannot see what that name is. So I heard somebody say that Carlito's name is up here upside down. I haven't seen it just yet, so I can't sit there and clarify that for you. Oh, wait a minute, I actually do see it over here, Carlito. Okay, so I see that it's upside down. So I'm guessing, okay, so I'm hoping that we can see Carlito. I would love to see Carlito back in the game. We come down to the lower left-hand corner. Now, this is where we see the OC. We see the names OC. So that's what I'm thinking, Gallows, Anderson, and Mia Yim. Then we have the Sleep Mask, which Wendy Chu. So, like, okay, Wendy Chu, I'm cool with Wendy Chu. I mean, then we go over next to the Life Tree from Schism. There's no way, I truly believe, that all 4 members of Schism is going to be in this game. Joe Gacy, that's about it. I don't see Ava Rain, because she hasn't wrestled yet, so she's not gonna. You ain't gonna put a wrestler in there. Like, would they could be a manager? Maybe if they put the whole group of Schism in the game, but I doubt that. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it. I just think it's just gonna be just Joe Gacy. We see a credit card down here. That's Daddy's credit card to indicate Tiffany Stratton. Right above the credit card, we see in vague letters Trick Williams. So we can see Trick Williams here. Now we're getting into like the hard stuff of the puzzle here, because right next to that we see something that says Harley, and I've seen people say Harley Race, and I'm like, that would be dope if it's Harley Race. Underneath Harley, there's Don, like, the Don, Tony D'Angelo. So that's what I'm getting with Tony D'Angelo. Underneath that is Eve, and I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, Eve Torres. That's what I'm thinking. Then we see the Divas Championship belt. My thing is this: is it one, or is it a pack of the Divas division, such as Kelly Kelly, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Melina? Like, is it that, or is it just one? If it is just one, I'm going to go with Michelle McCool. I mean, she appears in the Royal Rumble every single year. She's Undertaker's wife. I will feel that it will be Michelle McCool. If not Michelle McCool, Melina. Those are the only two I can see that will be for the Divas Championship, or it could be more than that. And as I'm scrolling through, those are the ones. Oh, up here at the top of the bad newspaper, you see right here with the little crescent moon, Luna. And I'm thinking, like, Luna Vachon? Like, that would be dope. Those are the ones that I'm getting so far. There has to be more, right? I don't necessarily know, like, because once again, there's no count. We don't have a count on necessarily what all these are going to be. So we don't know how many we're looking for. So you want to get space out the ones that you think you may know. And then once again, you don't know how many legends they're going to add to it. You don't know how many Raw Smackdown superstars are going to add to it, how many NXT stars are going to add to it. It's just so faint right now. You just don't know. And you really don't know what you're looking for. So out of that, that's what I see so far as I'm looking around here. Like this little square thing underneath the record, the melting record. I'm thinking it got to be something, right? Then they got these trees and these palm trees inside the wolf. Got to be something, right? Like, I still want to know what this little axe thing is. It got to be, like I said, it got to be something. This is, my wife was telling me this is like Latin underneath the bad newspaper. And when she translated, I was like, it got to be something, right? Because, the whole White Rabbit thing was very, very complicated, right? So you should have to sit there and ask yourself, it got to be something. That's got to be, the main focus. But that's what I got so far. You guys can post out in the comments down below what did you guys get. But then that wasn't, the whole stream. I mean, that was at the end of the stream. But we did get some more things. We got some screenshots. We got screenshots of the Usos. The Usos are looking dope this year. Obviously, the bloodlines and effect and things like that. So, every time they do the Usos been looking great. So I like to see the Usos. They have one of Bayley when it comes to like the damage control on the back. Cause we didn't see Bayley have the damage control on her back last time. I'm not necessarily sure. I could have missed it. But I don't remember having Bayley on there with the damage control stuff. So we got that screenshot as well. We got Queen Zelina. Queen Zelina is looking very, very dope as well. Like I said, detail. I know she is outdated, so I understand that, but because she's with Legado del Fantasma right now. But the model that she had for Queen Zelina is looking really, really good right now. They also had revealed two entrances. One of Karrion Kross with Scarlett. This is an updated Karrion Kross. Now he has that. This is the exact same entrance as it was from last year, which is, I mean, understandable. I get it. But this is an updated Karrion Kross model, which he has the hair. He looks fine. He looks dope. I think it's a decent thing. I said so. There's really no need to change in there. But the shutdown entrance was Judgment Day of Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest in a stable entrance. And this thing was just looking smooth. Now, of course, I know there are going to be some people that's going to be upset because Dominic Mysterio is not part of that. Because we've seen Dom. Dom still has his I'm teaming with my dad Rey Mysterio gear on. So, not Judgment Day. I do believe that they will patch this in and add it part of Judgment Day. They did it with the Hurt Business last year. So, I can definitely see them doing that again this year as the updates come out. And you can have Dom in the game. Of course, Community Creations is going to put Dom in his Judgment Day attire anyway. So, but when it comes to the entrance, I think the entrance is really well done. Rhea looks great. Finn Balor looks better in this than he did in the screenshot. And because I said the beard fit more when I was looking at it like live in action. That's why sometimes you gotta see things live in action, not just as part of the screen. And same thing goes with Damian Priest, and the entrance was dope. So I really enjoyed that. And that was what the 2K Showdown had to offer today. So I don't know when they say they're gonna be back next week. I don't know if we're gonna get some ringside reports. We are in March. We are literally like 2 weeks away from this game. But we still need to hear about My Rise. We got to hear about My GM. We got to hear about My Faction. We got to hear about Universe Mode. And they still have not talked about that yet. So they got to get. I'm done with the ratings reveals. I'm done with like showing me the ratings. I don't care because do they even really matter, to be honest with you? So I really don't care about it no more. I'm trying to get to it. And I'm trying to like scratch my brain like what is up with this DLC and try to solve that. I need to go make us wait a week to try to figure this whole thing out. So I did the best I can. Post out the comments down below. Who would you guys figure out? I'm curious to see what you guys said, and if I missed anybody, because I know I did. I feel as though I know I did. Like, somebody got to tell you what that X means. Somebody got to tell you what that X means, okay? Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more WWE 2K23 videos, wrestling videos, and pop culture videos right here on NC Studios. And once again, this is NC, the place to be. Chilltrain Mr. A&D, and the Nerd Coalition is out.